Hi apples and cherries, it's Miss Stevens and this week we're going to... So our focus for the week is to be able to hear rhyme and write down a rhyming string. Now we're going to be looking at the story of Commotion in the Ocean, which I will read to you in a minute, but if you want to, you can find another version on YouTube. Our learning objective for the week is to be able to show our understanding of rhyming, and that will be through different activities. Our success criteria will be that we can explain what rhyming means, we will also continue a rhyming string, and we will even use rhyme in our writing.
Commotion in the Ocean by Giles Andrea. Make sure your ears are listening. There's a curious commotion at the bottom of the ocean. I think we ought to go and take a look. You'll find every sort of creature that lives beneath the sea swimming through the pages of this book. There are dolphins, whales and penguins. There are jellyfish and sharks. There's the turtle and the big white polar bear. But can you see behind the wrecks and in between the rocks? Let's see if we can find who's hiding there. Crab. The crab likes walking sideways, and I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky and pretend that he's a spy. Turtles. We crawl up the beach from the water to bury our eggs on dry land. We lay a whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper about in the sand. I wonder what animal's going to come next. The dolphins. The wonderful thing about dolphins is hearing them trying to speak, but it's not how do you do, like I'd say to you. It's more of a click, whistle, squeak. The angelfish. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling, the prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame no other creatures as gorgeous and lovely as me. Do you know what this animal is? It's a jellyfish. The jellyfish just loves to jiggle, which other fish think is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling's very good fun. Oh, the shark. I swim with a grin up to greet you. See how my jaws open wide. Why don't you come a bit closer? Please take a good look inside. Oh, that's an interesting creature. It's called a swordfish. I love to chase after small fishes. It stops me from getting too bored. And then when I start feeling hungry, I skewer a few on my sword. The octopus. Having 8 arms can be useful. You may think it looks a bit funny, but it helps me to hold all my children and tickle each one on the tummy. Now we're looking at the stingray. At the bottom of the ocean, the stingray flaps his wings, but don't you get too close to him. His tail really stings. The lobsters. Never shake hands with a lobster. It isn't a wise thing to do. With a clippity-clap and a snippety-snap, he would snip all your fingers in two. The deep sea. Miles below the surface, where the water's dark and deep, live the most amazing creatures that you could ever meet. There are fish of all descriptions, of every shape and size. Some have giant pointy teeth and great big bulbous eyes. Some of them can walk around and balance on their fins, but the strangest fish of all have glowing whiskers on their chins. The blue whale. There's no other beast on the planet as big as the giant blue whale. He measures a massive 100 feet long from his head to the tip of his tail. The walruses. Our bodies are covered with blubber and our tusks are incredibly long. We're grumpy and proud and we bellow out loud to show that we're mighty and strong. The penguins. We waddle about on our icebergs, which makes our feet slither and slide, and when we get close to the water, we leap with a splosh off the side. And we have the polar bear. Deep out in the Arctic, the mummy polar bear snuggles up with all her children as it's very cold out there. What a lot of creatures we have seen beneath the sea. What a lot of funny things they do. Some of them might lick their lips and eat you in one bite, and some might want to swim around with you. The dolphin's very friendly and the lobster's very fierce, but the shark is the most dangerous by far. Can you name the other friends we've made along the way? See if you can tell me who they are. Now I wonder if you can remember any of the animals that we looked at in Commotion in the Ocean.
Now the first of the success criteria is to be able to explain what rhyming means. Now if you've had a look at our knowledge organiser for this term, then you will see that at the top we have all the vocabulary, so all the words that we need to learn, and the first one is rhyme. Now rhyming words are words that sound the same. So they can be spelt differently using our different sounds that we know in our phonics. So let's have a look at these examples down here at the bottom. So we have hat and mat. Now they rhyme because they sound the same. Hat, mat. And you can see the red part, they are spelt the same. They both finish with an a and a t to make an at sound. But if we look at the bottom, we have rain and lane. Now they sound the same, rain, lane, but they are spelt differently. So the rain has the a, n, ain, and lane has the split digraph a and the n sound. Now if we look back at the book that we read, Commotion in the Ocean, there were lots of rhyming words, so words that sound the same. I'm going to read the pages at a time and we're going to see if we can hear the rhyming words. So the first animal we looked at was a k, a, b, crab. So listen carefully and see if you can hear the rhyming words. The crab likes walking sideways, and I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky and pretend that he's a spy. Did you hear it that time? I'll read it again carefully. Make sure you're listening. The crab likes walking sideways, and I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky and pretend that he's a spy. Have you got it now? There's two words that sound the same in that piece of writing. Now the two words are why and spy. So the sentences were, and I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky and pretend that he's a spy. So why and spy. Now let's just have a think. Are there any other rhyming words that we can think of that rhyme with why and spy? Well, I thought of try and lie. So why, spy, try, lie. Now you can see try has the same ending. It ends with the y. But lie has the I sound, tie my tie. So they sound the same, but they are spelt differently. The next animals in the book were the turtles. Again, listen carefully and see if you can hear the rhyming words. We crawl up the beach from the water to bury our eggs on dry land. We lay our whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper about in the sand. Now I'll give you a clue. There are two sets of rhyming words, which means there are 4 words altogether that have a rhyme. Listen carefully again. We crawl up the beach from the water to bury our eggs on dry land. We lay our whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper about in the sand. Now, one of the set of rhyming words was batch and hatch. We lay our whole batch, and then when they hatch. But there was another set of rhyming words. Did you hear them? Well done. It was land and sand. So to bury our eggs on dry land, they scamper about in the sand. Now, can you think of any other rhyming words that go with land and sand? I thought of band and hand. Land, sand, band, hand. Did you think of any different ones? Well done. Now if we look, band and hand all have an A-N-D ending, just like land and sand. So those rhyming words are spelt the same. Another animal in the book we looked at was the angelfish. So again, make sure you're listening to hear the rhyming words. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling, the prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame there are no other creatures as gorgeous and lovely as me. I'll read it one more time. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling, the prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame there are no other creatures as gorgeous and lovely as me. Did you get sea and me as the rhyming pair? Well done. Can you think of any other words that rhyme with sea or me? Well done. I went for B and T, like a cup of tea. Now, we can see that B and T are spelt differently from each other. So B has the E sound, what can you see? And T has the E sound, cup of tea. So they sound the same, but they are spelt differently. The last animal we're going to look at today is the jellyfish. The jellyfish just loves to jiggle, which other fish think is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling's very good fun. Again, I'll read it one more time, so make sure you're listening carefully. The jellyfish just loves to jiggle, which other fish think is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling's very good fun. Well done, it's dumb and fun. Now we can see dumb and fun have different endings. They're spelt differently, but they sound the same. Dumb, fun. Can you think of any other words that rhyme with dumb and fun? Fantastic. I thought of run and thumb, like on your hand. Now in some of the tasks this week, you might have to write the rhyming words down. So we're just going to quickly practice how we write things down. Now I've got some steps here that we need to remember. So the first one, number 1, is to think of your word first. So you need to make sure you have a think about the rhyming word you want to write before you start writing it. Then number 2 is to remember to use your thread fingers to sound out the word. This will help us to spell it correctly. The third step is then to write it out. And number 4 is, if you can use your joined up writing to make it look nice and neat. Now I'm just going to play the video of the rhyming words that I did for mat. So I wrote mat first, a, t, and I thought, what rhymes with mat? Rat. A, t, rat. Can you help me spell hat? Well done. A, well done. T, fantastic. Well done. So that's easy to write, mat, rat and hat. Your first task this week is to read the different words on a match-up sheet, and you have to draw a line to match up the different words. So if we look here, we have got k, at, cat, and frog, frog. And on the other side we have box, box, and bat, bat. Now can you see any of those that rhyme together? Cat, frog, box, bat. Well done. Cat and bat rhyme, so I draw a line to join them up. Now the second task, you have to read through the sentence and pick the correct rhyming word to finish it off. So let's read the sentence together. Are we ready? What's this red word? The, well done. B, can, can. Fly, so, and then we have to choose between high and fast. So which one rhymes with fly? Is it high or fast? Well done, it is high, fly high. So then I would just circle it to show which one has to fill the gap. Now your challenge is that you can write out the sentences and then complete it. So you can copy it down on a bit of paper and then finish it off by writing it. If you want to really challenge yourself, then you could ask a grown-up to read the sentence to you, and without looking, you can then have a go at writing it down. This task is a bit more practical, which means you've got to go and do something yourself. So it says to go around your home and find different objects. Then see if you can make a rhyming string. So that's finding other words that rhyme with it. So for example, I found a bear and I thought, what rhymes with bear? Chair, dare, care, and I can think of as many as I like. Now the challenge for this task is to see again if you can practice your writing and write down the rhyming string. Now this task is a bit more challenging, but we've been working up towards it, so we should be okay. Now this sheet has lots of different under the sea words, like in our book Commotion in the Ocean. So we have fin, fish, sand, shell, sea, and ray, like a stingray. And underneath there are some lines for you to practice your writing of the rhyming words. So remember, we went through our writing. We have to remember to think of the word first, to use our Freddy fingers, and then we can write it down. Now, to make it a bit more challenging, I'd really like you to try and do your neatest, best writing. So try and join all your letters up, but also to try and write it on the line, because sometimes we can get a little bit messy. Now, once you've done that task, I want to see if you can write a sentence using those rhyming words that you have found. Now, as an optional task, so you don't have to do it if you don't want to, I wondered if you could write out some of your rhyming sentences to do with Under the Sea on this lovely page, or you can do it on whatever paper you like at home. Maybe you want to draw a picture with your sentences. And then maybe if you want to, you could email it into the office, and then me and Miss Batting can see what amazing hard work you have been up to. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you again next week.